So I went to the gym. Here's my other thing I want to talk about. So I went to the gym for the second day in a row this week to make up for the days that I missed last week. And I did a million fucking things. I probably did not eat enough before I went, and I took my ADHD meds kind of late. So I got there, I'm like, I'm so thirsty. I'm like vibrating out of my body and I don't exist as an actual human on this earth. And then oh my god, Disco. Thanks for the pinned message, Disco. Do they make you forget to eat? Mine just make it so that I don't have as much cravings for snacks, which is pretty good. But the bad thing about that is then all of a sudden I'm like, oh wow, I'm really, really hungry. But so I went to the gym, and the first things that we did were there was like a round weight on the floor, and I had to stand on it with both legs and then do like lunges, but reverse or whatever. So I was stood on it, and then I would lunge backwards with one foot still on it. And then since it was like a little bit higher than I normally am tall, it was really stretching everything. Lost 120 pounds recently. Congrats. Nice. So I was doing those because I want to lose a little bit of weight, which I think is mostly my diet. But I also want some muscle tone, which I think would be good. I would like to be a bit muscular, so I think we're doing muscly stuff. Shell, see you later. Have a good time. So we did that, and then it was like, he's like, okay, we're gonna do 3 exercises, one right after the other. So we did that, and then what did I do next? It's like, I did so many different things today, I was like, I'm dying. So we did that, and then I think I did, push-ups, which I was like, do not expect a lot. Do not expect even the slightest bit of ability with me doing this. I was like, I feel very much put on the spot. So I had to do push-ups where I used my knees and stuff, but oh my fucking gosh. I was kind of embarrassed because I think I was able to do, with being on my knees and doing push-ups, I think I was able to do like 10 at a time, which I was surprised, and also I was fucking struggling. And I felt very much like a nerd from a television show, you know what I mean? Saying there was 10 of them, I feel like is pushing it, because the last 2 were basically like, I feel like I got up like a snake, and like, my back wasn't straight when I got up. I was like, ugh, each time for like 7, 8, 9, and 10 just about. But I was like, I told the gym guy, I was like, I feel like such a nerd. Even before doing them, I was like, oh my god, this is gonna be like a nerd in a TV show. So it was reverse lunges, then push-ups, which were awful, and then after that I had to do... What was the third thing in that one? And then after that I had to do like a cowbell deadlift, sort of, to where my knees were like slightly bent and my hips are like pushed outward, and then you have to like push your hips inward to lift the bell, and then push your hips outward to put the bell back down, and that fucking sucked too, but it wasn't as bad. Kyle, thanks for the big emote. I changed the prices, they were a lot. So I did that, and then after that I had to do the other exercises I did was I had to do that one that Pedguin did for a joke in his TikTok, the hip thrusts, and I did them with like a long weight thing. The on-screen emotes 200. Listen, you have to see them all the time now. I don't know how often they're happening either. I don't think I can see it. So I was doing the hip thrusts, and I think I did like... Depending on each thing, I was doing between 8 to 15 of them. And so I think the the hip thrusts, I think I was doing like 12 of them. Usually it was like, I think 8, 10, 12, or 15 was like the goal. So I was doing 12 of the hip thrusts with whatever weight I was using on those. And then I like have to make sure I bend and squeeze my ass at the top so that I'm working that out. And then I had to get out from under that thing. And then I had like a little bench thing. I don't know what these things are called. And I had to put I had to stand on there and then put the one foot down and then back up, and then put 1 foot down and back up, and 1 foot down and back up. And then I did it with weights too. I don't think those are not lunges, right? Those are like something like that. But it's like step ups, is that it? Stepping up. And so you have 2 feet, and then one goes down, and then it goes back up, and then blah blah blah. And then I had weights, and that wasn't too bad. Stair steps, maybe, because there was a thing for it, like a shape, like it looked like a staple, but a big one. And then after that, so that was all like, oh my god, the push-ups, I was fucking struggling. So we did 3 sets of everything. So I did lunges and push-ups, and then the kettlebell thing. And then I would take like a minute break, and then I did it again, and then I did it again. So 3 sets or something. And then I don't know any gym terminology. I just go there and the guy tells me what to do. That fucking sucked. And then I had to do 3 sets of the hip thrusts and the stepping thing. And I think there was a 3rd exercise with that too, but I don't remember what it was. So maybe I'm wrong with that. Steppy weppies, true. And then the last one that like absolutely took me out. Is it getting easier? I don't know. How long was your workout? More of all this stuff that I'm explaining. Who even knows? Some of it's getting easier, but I haven't been going enough yet for it to really feel like it's getting easier. But the last things that we did was I had 2 dumbbells and I did bicep curls. And then I did, where I was stood up and then I was lifting them up like this. And then, so I was doing, for those I was doing 4 kilograms. So 4 kilograms for curling. And I think for a while I had like the other heavier ones, but I was like, this is too heavy, I think. So I did these with 4 kilograms, and then I had to do the ones where you lift them outward with only 2 kilograms in each hand. But that, I was like, I'm struggling so bad. These ones, while I was standing up, I got to the point where I was like, I'm actually literally dying from this. This is so bad. And so like and I had to do 3 sets of like, I think I was doing 10 to 15 of each thing. And so for like, I think this, I was doing 10 of them, and the last 3 I was like, and the very last set of them after I'd done it 2 other times, he stood behind me because I was like struggling. And then when I was doing these, especially at the last bit, I was like doubled over. It was so bad. Makes you too embarrassed to stop when you want to. I know, oh my gosh. But this part got to be where it was so bad. And then like, even between the other exercises, I kept drinking water, and I was having to like hold my arm to drink the water. And then when I left, I went to the locker room to get my stuff, and I sat on the bench for a little while, and I was like, let me just have a rest. And then I came home, and when I came home, my arms were so jelly that I was like, I need to take a shower because I sweat so much. So I got in the shower and I tried to put my arms up to wash my armpits, and I was like holding my arm up to like try to get under there, and all of this hurts to show you still even. And I like couldn't do it. So I was like, I need to wash my armpits. And so I like doubled over in the shower so that gravity made my arms above my head, and then I could lift my arms to wash my armpits upside down, and then I could stand back up. And then when I washed them, I just was like, oh, put them under the water a little bit. I had to be upside down for my arms to work. I texted the trainer. I told him, I was like, bro, I came down. I had to be upside down to wash my armpits. And he's like, oh, I must have done a good job today. I was like, I'm fucking dying. I'm dying. And with the lunges and stuff, even walking home and up the stairs, I was like, I want to lie down. I want to lie down so bad. But yeah, the upside down shower was... I was struggling. I was like, I need to wash my back. I need to wash my back. My back was sweaty, and I got like as much of it as I could reach. And it's nice to be sore, but I'm like, man, tomorrow I'm probably gonna be even more sore. But I don't have gym again until Friday, so my diet right now, I've not fixed up my diet, but being back on ADHD meds, I'm not like constantly eating the entire day. I'll probably take a bath later. Yeah, that will be nice.